Hello. I feel compelled to say that it's been a while since I made a video, even though like half my videos start with me saying that. I just only feel like making videos when I'm kind of doing better, like I've made it past something, some big hurdle, and I'm in a good place. Um, because that kind of happens like over and over again, and then I have to deal with some huge difficult problem again. That's pretty much what my life has been like for a long time. But now, updates, I guess. I'm in the process of qualifying for mental health disability. I'm not completely finished yet, but they did send me a letter that says they agree that I am unable to work. And I've known that for about 10 years, but I've never really felt like that was okay. And I was afraid, like, I didn't know how I would prove that to someone. Um, no one I knew ever thought that it was okay. um, and I was kind of raised, I don't know, to be afraid of, like, the medical system, to be afraid of medications, like, even birth control. My mom was real against birth control. Uh, like, not for religious reasons, but for, like, health reasons. She's, like, real into natural health stuff, but, um, yeah, but now I'm on medication, and it's helping. I'm still having the problems that I have, but I was really fucking losing it. And one of the worst parts about a lot of the problems that I have is thinking it's never gonna get better, not having like any sort of plan, because none of the plans that I like, not being able to keep a plan or have confidence that anything is gonna change or work out. Excuse me, I have a cold. But yeah. So now I'm on some combined depression and anxiety medication. I've been taking it for like about 2 weeks. Yeah, the first week, the doctor had me take just half a pill, and then I went up to full pill. Yeah, but it is helping, and that is big relief. And it's nice to know that I have some kind of plan, like some sort of support, not just, basically finding another person who can work, who will pay for me the things that I need to survive. Um, yeah, which is what I've been doing for like 10 years. I felt really guilty about it all the time. Always trying to like make up for the fact that I'm not working or making money. Just like obsessing about the other person and taking care of everything that they need so that they won't feel taken advantage of. It's so that I won't feel guilty that I'm not earning what they're giving me. So this is kind of helping, I guess. And it's a nice prospect to think, like, I can accept how I am right now, and it's not like a dire situation. I don't know if I'm gonna get better or not as far as like being able to work, but you know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. If I don't, at least I have some kind of backup plan. At least I don't. I'm always just like being able to work has just been like way too big of a gap to jump when like I just have all of these mental health issues. And a lot of them I think are based, from my childhood experiences. I've worked on a lot of them, but it's hard to overcome the basis of your life, where your life came from. And I think that on my mom's side there might be a, you know, like genetic mental health problems. Um, and on my dad's side too, actually. I have a cousin on my dad's side who was agoraphobic, where he would he didn't leave his room. And I always thought I could relate to that. And my mom, and she always thought she had just depression. Um, but I think maybe, like, I think that I'm probably bipolar, and I think my mom and my grandma are too. Or my grandma was. She died. But, yeah. I think I was always afraid to have a diagnosed mental health problem because the people that I knew that had that seemed just really awful to me, and I didn't want to be like them. But now I know that, like, having the same mental health diagnosis as someone else doesn't make you the same as them. And it's not all of who you are. It doesn't define all of who you are. You still make choices. You still have your own feelings and the ways that you react to things, but it's just your brain chemistry or your mental habits, which I think are probably related. And I don't know which one comes first. Probably could go either way, I guess, but yeah, it's just like, you know, in an imbalance of some kind, like it's extremes, you know. What I notice with myself is like I never I don't know. I did worry as a teenager that I might be bipolar, actually, but I was afraid of that. I didn't want that to be true. Um, but like my high energy phases were just like enough for me to feel normal. So I didn't consider that like manic because that's just when I felt good. I thought that I was like every time I would go on an upswing, like high energy, um, like I'd still be able to sleep. I just would wake up in the morning and feel like doing things. I'd get a lot of stuff done, and like I felt like how I want it to be. So, yeah, I would always hope that when I went in like a manic upswing, apparently, I would always hope that I was like overcoming my problem and I'm gonna be normal now. Then I would always go back, and then I would think, I'm for some reason I can't keep going, and I'm not figuring out how to like keep things going. But if it's like a genetic predisposition to this sort of swing, like all on and then all off, like it's like you take all your rest at once and then you do all your work at once. But that's not how normal society works. So it doesn't fit in. Like, and it's a problem when on your downtime you can't hardly feed yourself or do things like wash your dishes and you know, just like you're like disabled all of a sudden. It's horrifying. It's awful. It's tormenting. Like it's like every day I'm just afraid of getting off balance in one way or another. And I have a general overall fear of like not helping, not being productive. I'm feeling bad about myself because I don't feel valuable. So it's like a constant struggle trying to figure out how to take care of myself, what it is that I need, which includes holding myself back a lot when I have lots of impulses to just do everything that I can think of that might need done every time, everywhere, you know. I walk through the kitchen and there's like some crumbs on the floor. I'm like, oh, like, I should eat that right now, you know? Even if I'm just, it's not a good time, you know? Like, I have a tendency to ignore everything that I feel as long as I can, just in favor of productivity. But then I burn myself out really bad. But then I have a hard time knowing sometimes I think I can push myself and it's worth it. But I never know which times I should push myself. I'm afraid to push myself because I don't trust my judgment about what I can do or not. And it's confusing. So yeah. Yep. But I'm feeling like I'm in a little better place right now than I have been in a few months. It's been a rough couple months, guys. Whew. But I'm glad that I make these videos during my when things I don't know, during my good times, I guess. It's a little bit sad to me that this is my good times, but but that's one of the hard things with like a mood disorder like this and mental health problems like and trauma that you have to keep going into uh, all these horrible feelings and reliving all these really traumatic events that like You're going through so much rough shit all the time, you forget that you ever feel good. That's the worst part, is that you forget that you ever felt good or that things can ever be nice, that you ever had hope. And you gotta remember that there are good moments and good days and good weeks, good months. Gotta remember that sometimes things make sense. Sometimes things feel like they're gonna work out. And sometimes things feel like it's been worth it and that I'm okay. I've been dealing with like just a lot of shame, being ashamed of myself, especially well, like having to apply for disability and having to go to the doctor and ask for medication and having to go see a counselor and talk to them about my ball of yarn of a problem. It's just brought up a lot of the feelings that I've been trying to avoid, I guess, about just feeling ashamed of who I am, of that I'm like this, that I have all these problems, that I have some sort of imbalance, that I can't figure things out on my own, just like all this shame, um, and then also because I was raised Jehovah's Witness and I left. That means I left my whole family. And I realized, like, well, one of the reasons that I needed to leave is that I felt responsible for them. And like, I wasn't coping, I wasn't surviving. I had to leave for my own self. And, but I think I've been holding on to a lot of shame of not living up to my own wishes or something. Like, I wanted to save everyone. I expected myself to save everyone and I left them. And then trying to cope or like just accept the fact that I can't save other people. Like, especially, not everyone. Like, I gotta save myself first before I could do anything to even help other people. That's hard for me to accept. Like, I was taught to think of other people before I think of myself. Like, literally in those words. I was told that a lot. And so it's something I've been having a lot of struggle with for a lot of my life, but I'm working on it lately. Because I really do care about other people and I like giving. But sometimes I torture myself or I do it when I don't want to. Or feel like I have to do everything for other people first, even if that's not what I need. I have a hard time accepting my limits. Just being really disappointed with myself, like with not being able to do everything that I want to do, everything I want to be able to do. Yeah. But yeah. So in basically, like, I have to work on such basics, like feeding myself and taking a shower, figuring out, like, I don't know, just figuring out what I need, taking care of myself, that I like have to wake up every day with zero plan so that I can just listen to myself in the moment. And that's a little difficult for me. I get real addicted to plans, but that's also why I don't listen to myself. 'Cause if I make plans and I can do them, then I just do that. And I don't check with myself. I just ignore myself. And that's kind of my problem. It's a big overarching problem. So yeah, medication is helping. It's sort of weird feeling sometimes, but I was developing like some real bad anxiety problems, like because I was getting so overwhelmed with all my feelings, and there's certain feelings that I had that I was just scared of or scared to show to other people, and it's like I was so scared of it that like I was just going insane, like making up, like my mind was just making up a lot of weird paranoid shit and like just confusing myself to like avoid remembering what feeling I'm having or to not have to feel it or to not have to let myself cry and stuff. And so medication is helping with that. It's not making me cry more than normal, um but like yesterday I was supposed to go to this DBT therapy group that my counselor suggested to me, and but like as soon as I thought about going I was just like panicked out of my mind, like terrified, and then I was just crying, and then finally decided that I could call and tell them that I can't do it because they're a mental health place and they're supposed to help me with that, and so it's not like a normal job or something where you can't just call and tell them you're freaking out and you can't go. Like, I don't feel like that is a normal explanation, especially when I don't know why I'm freaking out. I don't know what I'm afraid of, or why it's so terrifying, or why I'm just so shut down that I can't do it. Like, frozen panic phobia. Like, is that agoraphobia? I don't know. Does going to the group remind me of going to Jehovah's Witness meetings or something? Maybe. I don't know. Just terrified, panic trigger phobic. So, anyway, but finally called and told them, and the lady that answered the phone was really nice. She was just like, don't stress yourself out about it, which was nice because I don't know. I always forget, I guess. I don't realize how like harsh I'm being with myself sometimes. Till somebody's nice to me, and then I'm like, oh fuck. So then I was crying a lot after that, after I hung up, and I felt really relieved that you know, that I don't just have to force myself to be tortured regardless of how I feel. And yeah. Anyway, yeah. So maybe I'll make more videos as things go. I don't know. But figured, I don't know, figured I'll make this because I was really afraid to go on medication, like so afraid. and it's been pretty good. I know sometimes people get a medication that doesn't work for them, makes them feel sick, but then you can just tell them right away if they're having a weird reaction, and then, um, like, based on the reaction you have, they might know why, like, that something else will work better for you, and not something to be afraid of. Doesn't make me feel like I'm not me, just something I was afraid of. Made me feel a little sick to my stomach for a while, but I think that that's supposed to, like, even out, and sometimes, like, that seems like a scary symptom, but I also know that, um, like, even without a medication, like, if you were to do, like, meditation, like, if you could do that, like, I was at a state where I couldn't do meditation, but, um, or, like, if you release, if you're able to work through, like, a repressed trauma and release it, you tend to have kind of like a cleansing effect, like, in your body, which, like, like if you've ever done a cleanse or something, it kind of makes you feel like, ugh, like a little nauseated, and like, you know, like you might get diarrhea, you might not feel like eating, or maybe you need to drink a lot of water, or you might kind of feel like you're sick to your stomach and you just want to eat like soup or something. All that stuff can be kind of like from a cleansing can feel like you had the flu, and um, so I think that with the medication, like, it's just this kind of thing where it's not going to keep happening forever. It's like, but your body's trying to find a new equilibrium with the changes in your brain chemistry, and your brain chemistry affects your whole body. Um, so, yeah. Okay, well, this is weird, but I love you guys. And good luck to everybody. All the stuff everyone's going through. All the fucking crazy news stories that'll make you want to blow your brains out or destroy, like, the planet, or at least humanity. Hopefully we can get through all this shit, guys. Alright, well, good luck.